Bada bing bada.
Hi.
Hi.
It's been 18 years since we recorded last.
100%. Yeah, we are 3 days-ish late on our recording this week.
Yes.
So yeah, it feels like it has been forever. We're so used to this routine
I know.
at this. I've missed it, I will say.
Same. I feel like my week, I can't really say how it went because it wasn't complete until now. So it's like I can answer the question in a couple of hours when this is done. But until then, just like don't ask, I
That
guess.
tracks. That
Yeah.
tracks, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to be here. I felt a little bit of a hole
Yes.
in my heart.
Very much so.
You have done some witchery with your username today. She's got emojis in there, and I don't understand how that's possible. You have sparkles, you have a little fairy, and then her name is, so she has a fairy at the beginning, and then she was a sparkle fairy sparkle.
Yeah.
And
I like to put sparkles around words.
important words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To enunciate, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
It's like talking with your hands, but emojis.
Right.
Since
it's almost like putting the little quotation sometimes.
Yeah.
Like emphasis, though, not for sarcasm.
Emphasis, yes. So I always forget that my Mac has an emoji keyboard on it. And I use emojis a lot in emails, which is like maybe not professional, but I do the sparkle a lot. I'm like,
and it is millennial of you at the very least, if not professional, millennial.
And my headshot's at the bottom, and I think I'm starting to look my age. Like for a long time, I just always got like, you look so young, but now like the gray hairs are coming in, so people are like, she's seasoned. We know. Oof. And that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, so I used emojis. I really like hysterical hyena. Hyena. You did like a double alliteration, HYHY words.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, we have a kitty guest right now.
He was being so careful. I thought he was going to get up there. Watch him try to rip that thing down.
So Amber has a hanging plant behind her, and her cat seems intrigued.
Oh, he's still there.
Oof. By the ruffle coming down from the plant. So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
You should keep listening to the episode.
Here's your teaser. We don't know how it's going to go, but it may end up interesting.
It started well, so I think we're off to the races. Amazing.
So for updates this week, Amber and I had, this was actually a couple weeks ago, but we didn't get it, and we forgot to talk about it right away. So we hung out and watched the Eras Tour movie together, and we actually have pictures from that night on our Instagram. But
yeah, it was the best.
Yeah, we got together for editing last Friday, and Saturday. Last
I would only know that because I was texting you the exact same thing today, like about Saturday, and I wrote Friday, and then I was like, no, it wasn't Friday though, it was Saturday.
It felt like a Friday.
It did.
So we dressed up in an era. Amber was Folkmore.
Yes. Because my split personalities couldn't choose one.
Mm-hmm. Or Everlore. However.
Yeah, whichever your personality likes, that's what you can call it.
And then I dressed up as what I thought was Midnight's, but it kind of ended up being maybe more loverish.
It was it was quite lovery. I definitely got what you were saying. Like you added the dark necklace.
Yeah.
So I did think that made it more Midnight's, but the color of the dress was very lover. We had this, we probably talked about that collectively for 2 hours of the night. If you were to add it up. But we did get our editing done, and we got our double episode posted.
We did. Somehow.
It was a trust the process moment.
Kind of women in STEM.
Absolutely women in STEM.
At its finest. There was a lot of twirling. We did obviously put the blankets on during the cape kind of moments, or like
Yes.
Willow, My Tears Ricochet. Of course, we did the swoosh swoosh down to the ground.
Tori is very good at the swoosh swoosh down to the ground. I almost fell on my ass, and she did it so clean and perfect. Like I've never done this before, but I look awesome with this blanket as my cape.
Oh, I have. No,
Yes,
I have.
I know, but the ease at which you did
Okay.
it was like very cool, girl.
Ooh,
I've never.
okay.
This is the first time I've ever tried that, and it was successful. Like,
That was fine, right?
yeah, is that okay? It was just perfect. It was awesome. Oh my god! And
Such a fun night.
one of my favorite parts was that Tori's husband was just like sitting off to the side on his computer working, sober, and we were not.
We were not.
We were the opposite of sober. I unwound. Okay.
We were the most unsober I've been in
A
quite a
year.
while.
Yeah.
In quite a while.
Since the Eras movie.
Honestly, actually, yeah. No, I think so.
Actually.
Actually.
Yeah. I don't know how I didn't feel worse the next day. I was actually is an update.
Oh,
Brian texted you a picture this week.
Brian did text me a picture this week of a car on fire.
It's just so like fucking wild that happened again.
And someone sent it to him, or he like got it off of a page or something. But
still,
another car was on fire locally.
yes.
We did not personally see it, but someone did.
Yeah.
And it was passed along for an update.
And the universe just said, "Oh, you want?
We don't want this. We should.
You want a shared experience."
We're not wishing for cars to be on fire. Well,
we didn't specify, so the universe was like, "I'm taking my best guess."
We got to be a little more careful.
Specific. Yeah,
with our list.
We have too much power. We just really don't know how to wield it. And that's on getting old, really.
And also Hogwarts for not sending me my owl. So
yes,
blame them.
Definitely. So what's going on this week?
So a lot of the reason why I didn't have enough time to listen back to our previous episode and just time for anything this week, I'm going to kind of brush over the sad part real quick, and then we can get into the happier bits. I do have a family member in the hospital, so that has been a bit of a rough few days. Everything's okay. Everything's going to be okay in the end. It's just going to be a bit of a long process. But apart from that, I won another disc golf tournament last weekend. So that was cool. Yeah, my last 3 ones I have won. I think I'm going to be pushed out of my division here soon.
So will you be with people who are like more advanced?
Yes.
Dang.
And I'm going to be at the lower end of them.
Not
probably. That's right. Yes, that's right. True.
Can keep us down.
So that was fun. I got burned a few times this week. A couple times.
Like sunburnt?
Sunburnt was one type of burn. Yeah, at the disc golf tournament. So it kind of leads right into this. Another one was a steam burn, which I have.
Oh no. Those are the worst. I used to do that a lot.
There it is. Yeah.
When I was a barista.
Oh, that tracks. Yeah. I don't know how it happened this time. It was something I do all the time, and this time I just got burnt. So it was steaming
the way of the
for
week.
The baby.
It was a weird week.
The way of the week. Yeah, I like that. I went to Costco this week, and it really pissed me off.
That is fair. That is totally fair.
I went, it was at a not busy time during the week. So what are so many people doing at Costco?
Yeah. Like go to work.
So I'm pretty sure there's all these collisions constantly happening at Costco. You're constantly like navigating around collisions.
Yeah.
There's so many people there, right? And
you don't want to knock over the bulk displays because there's like a million of everything.
Honestly, fuck their bulk displays at this point. I don't care. I'm so sick of I'm pretty sure everyone in this store, it's like I have a badge on that says, no, I'll get out of your way.
Yeah.
And like everyone just expects me to not collide with them, but they don't give a shit. They're on their path and there's no stopping them. And I don't understand how it always comes on me
yeah, like
navigate the scenario. Is it that there's some scenarios while I'm navigating that one that like I'm not seeing where other people are almost running into me and they're navigating it? Like someone else has to be navigating.
Yeah. This is a shared
it can't
experience.
All be me, right?
Right? Like there's too many people in the store for it to just be you. Like there has to be at least one other suffering party.
Then how does it math out that it's always me? Like that's the thing that I don't understand. No one ever lets me go, but I let every single person go.
And it's like, it's just a giant game of chicken and like, are you chicken? Like
maybe I am. Maybe that's the problem. So I have,
or are they chicken?
Well, I've kind of mentally decided that I'm not stopping next time.
So whether they're the chicken or you're the chicken is really irrelevant, is what you're saying.
Well, it won't be me. I'll tell you that.
Tori is not fucking around. So
I'm over it.
Everybody in the state should stay out of Costco for the next month.
Install traffic signals or I'm not I'm colliding. I'm okay with colliding.
And
at this point,
there's enough space in Costco for them to map it out. Okay.
It's so huge in
there. They
could
give us like arrows like the airlines do, like go this direction. This side goes this direction.
Mm-hmm. Like, so I don't know how like all the stores work, but at my store, there's a couple main what I like to call the main highways. Right? So there's like the U that goes around the store and there's all these branches you can take to go on the set. So when you're on the U, you're on the main highway. Yeah. Like there's a speed limit of like 3 miles per hour.
Yeah, you
like,
can't just like be rubbernecking and
keep it moving if you're in that. So there's so many people who are in this. First of all, you should choose a lane, right? You should be left or right. Probably because we drive on the right side of the road here, just kind of stick to the right.
Like the natural flow.
Don't be in the middle. There's so many people here. It's a 2-lane highway. So many people here. They'll be in the middle.
They're just in the median?
In the median. So many people just stop. And like, here I am going 3 miles per hour, the speed limit, right behind them. And then they abruptly stop. No brake lights.
Okay. See, this is where I have a problem because they are not only endangering themselves, but now also you.
Right.
And anyone who's behind you. Like,
and sometimes
there's a traffic
I have
jam.
A baby on board. Like, get it together. Oh my gosh, Amber.
Where's the like fast lane for like
they don't have one
with kids?
Nope. They don't have one. There's nothing accommodating about Costco.
Not at all. They're like, we're giving you large amounts of things. We're going to make it as hard as possible. You don't even get bags, okay? You didn't bring your own boxes?
The place is a disaster. When you
it's a lawless land, honestly.
It truly is.
Some signage at a minimum, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so get rid of the people trying to sell you like AT&T.
All of that. Security,
like I hate them. They're so rude. If you like, there's no right answer. There's no right way for me to interact with them. They get mad no matter what.
But keep the sample people because
we should double that. There should be samples on every corner of the highway.
No, there are, but maybe like on the front and the back corner.
Yeah, like double it up. Yeah, double or nothing. Costco
for the samples. Mm-hmm.
Sam's Club, whatever the fuck it's called.
Mine's Costco. I don't like Sam's Club. I have a thing against them, but so we'll probably not ever get sponsored by them. But I secure my spot in line. This other woman was ahead of me, and she is like putting the employees are helping her like put the stuff on the belt. they dropped her completely sealed bag of lettuce, and she insisted on them going and getting her a new one. Like, what's up with that, though?
Like, did the lettuce fall out of the bag?
And I'm
The
looking, I'm
lettuce
like, are there
stayed
little
in the
holes?
bag.
And they're
Right.
like, do you? And she went, when they dropped it. And they're like, oh, we can get you a new one if you want. And she goes, yeah, please. And I'm like, did it break? Did
And
the
it's like
lettuce
the
break?
produce is always in like the back of the store too. It's not even
All
like
the way
it's
back there.
close. Because the whole place is 8 miles long. Anyway.
Back where the line started.
Yeah. Where you're supposed to get the boxes.
And what is going to happen to the lettuce is what I couldn't get over. Like,
are they going to put it back? Like, is someone else going to buy that? That was floor lettuce. You can't. Somebody better have gotten to take that home for free.
And I looked at the back. I'm looking for like little holes in it or something, like some reason
Tori
why
joins
it wouldn't
them.
matter. It didn't matter. There's no good reason for that. So I'm just here. Steam is coming out of my ears at this point.
Horrible.
And I was able to check out, and I eventually got out of the hellhole. But I was
Legend
pissed off.
says she's still there. She's still trying to check out. She's like, you know what? I'll take that lettuce.
I'm not meant for Costco, I think is what it is. It's not for me.
No, I get that. That's fair.
It's like they just kind of compressed anxiety and like just kind of popped it. It's
How
a
can
bulk
we make
store
people as nervous
for
as
anxiety?
possible? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I don't even like hot dogs, so
yeah,
that does nothing for me.
It's like hot dogs or pizza, and it's like the greasiest pizza you've ever eaten.
Yeah, nope.
No, I'm good on that.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason you heard that little soundbite, which I mean, I might as well play it for the group.
Chappelle Roan.
It's just because I wanted to bring up how awesome Chappelle Roan is, but I keep wanting to say Chapel Roan.
Yeah.
Because I can't fucking pronounce anything.
Absolutely.
For shit. And I'm probably still going to wind up saying it wrong. I'm not even going to say her name. Just listen to her music.
Were you thinking about it when you paused?
Yes. Yes. Which apparently is something that I do a lot. We learned this week. But if I had to recommend songs, Red Wine Supernova.
I listened to that one. I heard it was really good.
And I think Good Luck Babe is like her newest single. Okay. And that one's really good. I haven't listened to other songs enough to recommend them. I've listened to other ones, but not well enough to be like, yeah, listen to this. But she's incredible. And it just felt like a girly pop vibe this week, because then also freaking Sabrina Carpenter dropped a music video with Barry Keoghan.
Do you need to Google? Do you want to push the sound bite? The sound. Give us. It
is Keoghan.
Okay.
The thing's not popping up at the top of the Google, so I'm not going to go searching for it.
Screw yourself, Google. I'm just kidding.
No, for real though.
No, be nice to Google. It's AI now. Thank you, Google, for your services.
Mm-hmm. But yes, so I heard on Instagram that she dropped a music video, and I was like, bet. And I immediately went to YouTube and watched it. And then afterwards I was like, man, that really reminded me of Jack Antonoff. Like they're just like
they smelled it.
I sniffed that shit right out. I knew it had Jack's DNA on it. I was like, bam. And then I go back to Instagram and I see like her post where she announces that the song is out, and she shouts out Jack Antonoff. And I was like, okay, Jack, we're going to need you to change it up a little, because now we can smell ya.
You're too predictable.
Yeah.
I do want to watch it. I haven't watched it yet. I saw
It's good.
like the trailer on Instagram and it looked really cool.
Also, like, what a badass move to hard launch your famous boyfriend. Like, I know they've been seen together in public a million times, but I feel like it really sealed the deal.
I don't know any of this. That's cool.
Yeah, so they've been dating for a minute now, I guess. I don't know how long. I don't have the receipts.
Who's the boyfriend?
So he was in that movie Saltburn.
Okay.
I know he's been in other stuff, but I don't know what. Barry Keoghan.
That's his name?
Yeah. He's adorable. Like, they're both just like tiny little cutie pies.
Oh, I love that. Oh yeah. Oh, that's cute. He looks familiar. I feel like I've seen him in something besides Saltburn.
I wish I could tell you what it is, but I have no idea.
Are you okay?
Where did the... Okay, I thought I just cleared our whole note. I think I just accidentally opened a new one. I'm so sorry.
I saw fear on your face and I thought you got like a bad text message.
No. I really thought I deleted the whole thing. I was like, how is it gone? In one click, like, what button do you even click that deletes it all?
Gosh.
And the message, like the note itself, still be there anyway.
So Finn has his latest thing is he's clapping now, which is so cute.
Oh my god, I can't.
He just like stands up and he goes, and then we go, yay, good job. And like he loves to clap back at us, and then we clap back at him, and it's just a really fun interactive thing. And one of the really cute things he's doing with clapping is he'll like, so he likes to stand up and clap like right when he stands up, but sometimes he like pulls himself up on something, so he'll have like one hand holding on to something and he goes to clap with his other hand, but
it's not there.
So he just like will pat his chest to clap like one-handed, or he'll like, you'll see him just kind of flap his arm, and it's just the cutest thing, and I felt like I should share that.
That is actually the sweetest thing I
have
ever heard.
I really love it. I haven't been able to catch it on video because I'm always just like so encaptured in the moment when it happens, because it's so cute. That's
really fucking adorable.
It really is. I'm going to have to get on video one of these times before he grows out of it so I can show him one day.
Right. When he figures out like that he can stand without holding on to things and then actually just starts clapping.
And he does stand without holding on to things a lot. So it's funny that he does that.
Yeah.
Still.
That's amazing.
But yeah, super cute. I love that. I was told this week that I'm LOLing too much. So I've been a little self-conscious about my LOLs, and like this must be a millennial thing, right?
Yes.
Because I feel like Gen Zers don't LOL at all. I work with the Gen Zer. She is the nicest, sweetest girl. She's also like to the point when it comes to communication. Like when you're right there with her, obviously like driving or something, like there's like no limits on the conversation. Like we just have fun and banter and stuff. But like if you're like emailing or like phone calling, it's like to the point.
Yeah.
And she's so cool. Honestly, I'm a little bit jealous. Like she knows when to say goodbye, which is not a trait of mine. Yeah. I will let the conversation just kind of like it's a dead horse by the time.
Right. Because I've LOL'd too many times.
Yes. And then we're both just like, okay, well, yeah, okay, well, all right, okay, well,
and that's that.
It's so cringy, and I just like super respect her because she's like, okay, bye, and I'm like, oh, bye.
I think it's so interesting that like as a generation they give so little fucks that they don't LOL.
Yeah.
At things.
No, I can't. So even today I was talking to some girlfriends about it, and I was like, apparently I LOL too much, LOL. I don't mean to. Like, I'm not intentionally placing these. I need people to know that I'm not yelling at them.
Right. It's very hard to tell somebody's tone sometimes. And we are recovering people pleasers over here. So, we just need people to know, like, hey, it's cool. It's chill.
So
I hate you, LOL.
If you need LOL Anonymous, please email us and we can kind of get a group going.
We'll set you up with some group therapy.
Maybe that's the name of our first Patreon group.
Yeah.
LOL Anonymous.
LOL Anonymous is incredible.
I don't know if you saw, but Paige and Hannah shared wearing Maddie Mitchell's merch. Actually, which I'm wearing now too. I didn't really plan that out, but I thought that was really cool just because I'm seeing like a lot of my favorite girlies like supporting some of my other
That's
favorite
really cool
girlies, and I just love that. Yeah, Paige was like wearing one of the new shirt line that she just came out with, the Word shirt line.
Yeah.
And then Hannah had the shirt that I have, the How Hard Can It Be Boys Do It shirt.
Yes.
I thought that was cute. I love that.
Girls supporting girls.
Mm-hmm.
We love a girl's girl.
Here for it.
Wine review.
Okay, wine review.
Yeah.
This week we have bread and butter for the BOGO at Publix.
Okay.
I don't know how much this one costs because Brian got it.
Okay.
So it may not be in the price range that I usually get. It is a 2022, so that could be a good year.
For some.
For some or for not. It's from California, which I think is a good place.
I think a lot of the wines come from California.
I agree. Yeah. This one is, it doesn't even say which part of California. It just says
just California.
Just California. Yeah. They're keeping it open, keeping their options open. They
don't want to commit. Why should they?
Right. So let's give it a taste.
What type of white wine is it?
Oh, it's a Pinot Grigio.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And it's okay. I like it. It's not too sweet, which I really appreciate. It's a bit bland, kind of flat tasting.
I feel like Pinot Grigio is bland.
Okay. I'll take your word on that. But
I'm a Sauv Blanc girl, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'd give it an 8. 8 out of 10. Yeah. Amber, what are we drinking tonight and what is our rating?
As per fucking usual.
Okay.
We're drinking Kim Crawford.
Okay.
It's like, depending on where you get it, it's like $14 to $16. And it's a Sauvignon Blanc. And it's my go-to, which is super boring. But yeah, this is my go-to wine. I always drink it. I think I'm just mentally ill that I can't drink any other wine.
And out of a 10, what are we giving it?
10 out of 10, always.
10 out of 10. Okay.
Yeah, it's
consistency. We love it.
Yeah. Kim's my girl.
Miss Crawford.
Mm-hmm.
So we will no longer be talking about Vanderpump, at least until next season.
That's so weird.
I
did see an interview where Kristen was on the Vile Files, which is like a podcast. She was on his podcast and he has like a lot of the Vanderpump. Like I don't listen to the podcast, but I wind up getting a lot of the videos in my For You from his podcast. So he has a lot of those types of people on. And Kristen was saying that she was really happy that Sheena and Lala weren't joining the cast of The Valley, and that the show, the showrunner came out and said that their cast was staying as is because it was already bursting at the seams. The Valley is a really big cast.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. And she was just saying, like, we don't need them. Like, I'm glad they're not joining.
Very Kristen.
Yeah. It's like,
wow.
It's good to see some things haven't changed.
I bet especially they're probably like kind of overworked right now because of the we haven't gotten into The Valley yet, but maybe we pop down into The Valley first since we're talking about it now. But the 2 divorces, I bet changes production a lot because they're recording the same people, but they have to do it in
different locations,
hours, pretty much.
Yeah.
So speaking of The Valley, I guess we'll pop right into that. so strange. So we just watched the season finale, which came out this week. It was funny that Kristen says in this episode, and who knows when she filmed it and you know how they edited it and stuff, but like she says that she meant to say Michelle had a boyfriend a year ago and not for a year.
She literally says, "Here we go again with my misuse of words." Girl, sister.
No, that's a big misuse. That's a big typo.
That's two different things.
It's literally. And like if you're going to correct it, like maybe right away is a good time for that.
Yes, instead of when someone like catches you in it.
Yeah.
And it's almost like seeing her, she was like, "Oh, I said that?" Like, yeah, like you don't even remember that that's what you said.
Yeah, and not only did you say it, you screamed it.
Pretty fucking loud. Yeah.
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 So Michelle and Jesse are also divorcing, which I think we all kind of saw coming. Jesse was kind of a dick. I will say he was like trying in this weird way, but like he was also just like, I could see why she would have just like lost attraction and it wasn't something that could be repaired.
I could definitely see that. He seemed like someone who was like just polarizing. So yeah, I kind of feel about Jesse and Michelle the way I feel about Carl and Lindsay not getting married. Like Jesse and Michelle should definitely not be together. So
yeah, she just didn't seem into it anymore.
Not at all.
I get that.
Yeah. Watching everything with Jackson and Brittany unfold was really just disappointing.
On Jax's part. 100%.
Yeah, just after all this time, like, I don't know. It's really disappointing that they have a family and, you know, there's just so much history there and he just can't seem to get it together. And I love that Brittany was just like calling him out, like when he was like, "Oh, I made a therapy appointment." And she's like, "Yeah, the day before the cameras turned back on because you want people to believe this persona."
Mm-hmm. And then they asked him about it and he was like, "Oh, well, it's too far away." Did you not like GPS it before you decided which place to go to? No, you just made an appointment because you wanted to
say that you did
before you shot.
Yeah, so that you have some credibility in her eyes. But like, it honestly, he even says like the space has been nice, and I'm just like, he's not trying to get her back.
No,
like not at all.
The whole thing was disgusting. Yeah, on his part, and he made them move out. Oh boy.
Yeah. And Michelle said the same thing. Like Jesse stayed.
Both of the women.
Yeah. So it's a bummer that like two of the couples are going through that. I mean, I know that Jax and Brittany, I don't think they've announced that they're getting a divorce, but like it definitely seems like it's heading that way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And did you see, so I know you caught up this week. Did you watch like all the episodes up to the finale or did you just watch the finale?
I watched like the last 4 episodes of the series. So yeah.
So you saw when Jax was like screaming at her
at Big Bear.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah, it was insane. And then like talking trash about her to everybody. Like how much did she drink and like interrogating them and they're like none, like ew. And it especially pissed me off because he was like, "I drank 2 bottles of tequila today."
Yes.
It's like, my brother in Christ, do you think that you're better because you're not like what?
It's disgusting.
And also
and he's
she's
like,
not
"You just
drunk.
Can't handle yourself." And it's like, no, she's like having a real issue.
Yeah. I think maybe not Jax giving anybody any advice on like how to do anything
forever and always.
Yeah, there's except for like how to be the worst. You can give that advice, like because
like Schwartz might take advice from Jax, and that tracks.
Yeah,
or vice versa.
Totes
and
and goats
tracks. Yeah,
idiots.
Did you see about the last message that Schwartz sent Tori?
Oh, I think so. Where he
Did you
was,
send that to me?
I don't remember, but I think I did see a video about this on social media. Yes, I did send this to you. And he was
Okay.
like, she was like asking if he wanted to hang out again. And he was basically just like, it's super hard to make plans during filming. And what did he say? We're like, leave it
Up to the stars.
Leave it
Like,
up to the
maybe
stars.
stars will align for us or something. What in the absolute fuck? So that's what Joe was dealing with.
Yeah, and also
all that time.
I think Joe is just Instagram live happy all of a sudden. I don't watch them, but I've seen like clips, and I saw where she had like the no Schwartz zone sign.
Yeah. And she's clearly still like very infatuated, I think. So that's a whole thing, and it's strange knowing how to feel about that.
Yeah,
I feel like but
for sure.
Fuck Schwartz.
When Brittany said, do you want me back, or are you just gonna sit back and let me go? Because I'll go.
Because I will.
Oh my god, that was incredible. Her accent should be studied. It is
it's so good.
Incredible. Love people with twang. But yeah, that's it. That's all for the valet.
No, I love that quote too, because I just love that she's looking out for herself. She deserves that. And
for sure.
I'm glad she's doing that. And it sounded like it was getting really toxic. So it's shitty that she had to leave, but I'm glad that she and Cruz took some time.
Like that she can be completely self-sufficient. Like she said, she makes enough money on her own. Like she doesn't have to be with this guy to like make ends meet. Like
that's a beautiful thing. Please. Because we all know it's hard to be a single person in this world these days.
Yeah, for sure.
It's hard to pay for rent anywhere.
Yeah,
without being
without help. So. Yeah.
So Summer House, you watched it, right? Or
I did. I watched the reunion, and I did watch some of this season, but I bopped in and out like whenever someone was like, "Oh, it was a good episode." So I really am no authority. Here. But I'm going to place judgment nonetheless. So
I love that.
I really thought the cast group chat before the reunion, all they said was neutrals, tummy. That's it. Because everybody showed up in neutrals with their fucking tummies out. And I was just here for it. It's incredible.
The outfits are always amazing. I love it. Lindsay looked great. Paige always
stunning. Looks good. I did not care for Danielle's look.
I agree. I didn't like her. I think her makeup in the lighting didn't look great. And they probably did her makeup in different lighting than what she was in when she went out there. It seemed like it had a great concept, like almost a Roaring 20s kind of concept.
Right, but it just like flopped.
It didn't hit. Yeah. Sierra's beautiful.
Nobody has ever looked better than that. Like just
beautiful.
And when she walked past West, it was just like, you're a dumbass. You're an idiot.
So during the finale of Summer House, it started, I'm pretty sure this is the finale. I think so. But it started with like Lindsay and Carl. They were all leaving the house for the weekend. And Lindsay and Carl were kind of like talking in the kitchen of like, everyone was going to Montauk before going back to the city. And they were deciding if they should go to Montauk with everyone. And Lindsay's like, I'm not really in the mood, blah, blah, blah. And then they got into the serious conversation of like, where's this going? Carl told her he's like having second thoughts. And then she asked him like, what do you need from me? And he said, right now, just a hug. And you would think, what would your reaction be if the guy you're engaged to said, what would?
I guess you just give him a hug.
That's what also same. I would think, okay, well, this can be fixed with literally a hug, right?
Yeah.
So like, go give him a hug. And she doesn't seem like she's at a point where she's like so grossed out by him that she doesn't want to hug him, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think to me it didn't seem like she was there. So she goes and hugs him, but as she's walking there, she's like, but what can I do like long term to make you more happy? Now, I understand that question, but like maybe kind of bop it to the side for now, because like there is like there's a resolution in sight here for this conversation, and maybe that would be like a good thing for you guys to just have like a resolution to a conflict and to move forward in this, you know, state. So that's not what happened. She's like, what can I do? And then like it goes up and gives him a hug, but like she looks uncomfortable in it, and then he's like, harder, and like she like kind of grabs him harder, and then he's like, no, harder, and like and that happened like 3 times where he's like, no, harder, and she's like not looking into it. It was so awkward. So that's why I have in all caps written on the note here the hug scene, because it was hard to watch.
I'm so glad I didn't see that with my own eyes.
It did not look like 2 people who are about to get married. Yeah. It was hard.
I love that Andy basically starts the reunion by saying, like, I'm so glad y'all aren't getting married.
Yes.
Like, and they're like, yeah, no, that was a terrible idea.
Oh, so I did not finish the reunion. I got like halfway through, and I had to care for the baby, so I didn't get back to it. Did they cut the mullet?
No. And
they said they were going to.
Right. So I'm assuming it's going to be like the last part of the reunion. They're going to cut the mullet. Like it's going to be like the final scene, and then they toast and it's over. And it's just like, that was like the equivalent of clickbait. I'm sorry. Like,
also, yes, I will watch for it.
Yeah. Love Paige so fucking much.
Dude, when Danielle calls her out for her like confessionals.
Yes.
And she's like, you think those are so funny? And she's like, no, they're hilarious.
Yeah, they're fucking hilarious.
Because they are funny, but they are. They're so clutch to the entire show, Paige's confessionals.
Paige carries it. She carries it.
The Carl Flower Girl one.
Yes,
like,
that's the best commentary.
So many like TikToks and memes were made off of that.
Yeah. She's hilarious. I could listen to her talk all day. She's
so good.
So funny. But when she's arguing with Danielle and Lindsay, and it kind of shifts to her talking to Danielle, Danielle's like, says something like, you hate me, and Paige is like, I don't hate you, I just see you.
I
like
loved it.
Chef's kiss. Like, yeah, you move like a snake, girl. Ew.
You're moving in strange ways, and I
see it, and other people see it, and you're not gonna gaslight me into thinking you're this like boss ass CEO. Like, sorry, so Danielle.
Strange.
Nobody believes that. So yeah, Paige is hilarious calling her out. Then also them talking about Sierra, and is it Wes or West?
I think West with the T, but I was confused about that all season as well. That's pretty sure it's with the T.
When they're talking about what happened with them, and Sierra gets kind of upset, and Paige just gently speaks for her without overstepping or speaking over Sierra. Like, she just gives her the space, and she like hands her a tissue, like very, like you barely even notice that it happens. Like, she just so gently like grabs a tissue from behind a pillow and like hands it to her. And the way she supported Sierra was beautiful.
I think that's one of my favorite things about Paige is that
she's loyal.
She's so loyal, and she almost never says the wrong thing. And I don't think it's because she's calculated. I think it's because she just doesn't think the wrong thing, but she's so well at like articulating when she needs to and not articulating when she doesn't need to. Like, even with her and Craig, like Craig was being like a dick a few seasons ago on Summer House when they first got together, and she never even talked to him about it. He could just kind of tell she was starting to get stressed out, and he was like, maybe I shouldn't drink so much. And he like cut back drinking a lot. She never said that you should. She
Yeah.
even said that she never said that he should.
Yeah.
And he did. And he look at Craig now.
I know.
Where Craig has come, like, from when Paige and him met to where he is now is like,
He was a sloppy mess, and now it's like, oh, you could marry him, and it would be like,
yeah. And she didn't make him do that. He did it for her. It's just, I love Paige. I'm
number one Paige stan. Also, Amanda, like all of the women on the show are just so stunning and incredible.
Yes.
Love them.
Lindsay, I'm back and forth with.
Yeah, she's definitely beautiful. She's
stunning.
stunning.
Stunning for sure.
She
Gorgeous.
scares me.
But yeah, she has like a certain side to her sometimes that I just don't know about. And it seems like she's leaking stories. And was it her or Danielle? It was.
I think it actually wound up being Danielle.
That's right. Okay.
And so Lindsay throws her under the bus and like, that was
as
Danielle.
She should, because
but
she
honestly,
was taking
like
the blame for it.
She took the blame for it at the last reunion and got like yelled at about it. So it's like, Danielle, you're a shit friend for not taking the accountability then. Like
100%. Yeah.
She's being screamed at and you're just like, oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't like that. Mm-mm. Yeah, Danielle was a bit different this season for sure.
I'm not a Danielle fan. All the other women.
Yeah.
Well, okay, Danielle and yes, Lindsay.
Yeah. Lindsay. I do still like Diane. I'm not like totally off the Danielle train. But I was definitely more skeptical after this season. And then Lindsay I'm more on her train than I ever have been.
Yeah.
Because she does seem to be like growing in some ways. But she's definitely got her moments still.
I'm just like Andy said, like so glad they didn't get married because I feel like it would have just been such a huge mistake. Like they don't belong together.
They don't. Mm-mm.
Like even with a lot of work in therapy and stuff, I just don't even think they could.
They were already in therapy, like, which is fine. There's nothing bad about that. Like,
yeah.
If you want to get in therapy the day you start your relationship, like by all means, that can only be good. But, they just weren't meant for each other for sure. They didn't seem to understand each other.
No, not at all. Like they just weren't hearing each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Bridgerton. I'm so excited to talk about this.
I can't wait for this week.
Is it this week that the new one comes out? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yay.
This Thursday. So if I'm sick on Friday, sorry.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. I have deadlines on Friday. I can't be. But I will be immediately getting off work on Friday and binging.
Colin is very sexy now.
Okay, so yes, he is very good. They have made him like, I'm honestly shocked because in season 1 I was like
I always thought he was kind of cute, but honestly I don't really remember him from season 1. I remember season 2.
He just looks so
3.
young, I guess.
Right, but I thought like, I never thought he was unattractive, or like
I definitely did.
Like a not cute boy, but I keep hearing the same thing, so I think I just don't remember what he looked like in season 1.
And again, like he was not in it that much, so anyway, yes, they made him hot, but there are some times where he makes creepy faces, specifically the last episode, where they're doing the stuff.
Really?
And he just like he just like stares at her for a second, and it just like is confused.
Interesting. Okay.
So that kind of threw me off.
Okay. I feel like I need to rewatch it.
Yeah, maybe. And also I'm like skipping way ahead
to the very end.
And to the very end.
I realized on the next. No, I have
colon
written instead of Colin.
Yeah, I love that. Do not correct it.
So Colin apologized to Penelope, and then Whistle Down pamphlet came out. Do you have any idea what I meant when I wrote that? Because all right, we'll just kind of bop by that one. And the next one. Oh, the whole kissing thing felt weird So when they first kissed and Penelope kissed, it's been a long few days, okay? Pronunciation is never my strong suit. Swoop?
Ooh, we can't pronounce for shit over here. This is not a pronunciation podcast.
No. Should we start a pronunciation podcast?
Apparently. Apparently it's needed.
The out of
Because
touch
between the two of us, we can't
pronunciation.
pronounce anything. I'm over here listening to Google tell me how to pronounce Chapel Roan.
No.
Chappelle.
Chappelle Roan.
And I just need to tell myself, like, it's like Dave Chappelle, but then I'm like, is that her name?
And then you're like, did I tell myself it is like Dave Chappelle
Or
or
not
not like Dave
Dave
Chappelle?
Chappelle.
It definitely has something to do with Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle's floating around in there.
No, the kiss thing was kind of weird. She convinced Colin to kiss her, saying, I do not wish to die without ever having been kissed. It was giving a bit manipulative to me.
Yeah.
It didn't really play out in today's time as like romantically as they were portraying it. I felt like it felt a bit creepy on Penelope's part.
It felt a little forced. Like, what is he supposed to say to that? No, Penelope, you have to die and no one's going to kiss you. Like,
It's strange.
it's
And
a
then my
little odd.
next line here, I think I was kind of still going on the same vein. Penelope and Colin's love story is feeling a bit strange, ... somewhat manipulative, ?
And this is where I'm curious, and I really don't want to commit to reading these books because every Bridgerton sibling has a book. So there's a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really want to commit to reading them because they're like hardcore, like Fabio love stories.
Yeah.
Like I read the first one because I loved the first season so much.
Mm-hmm.
And the book was honestly, like, the show was incredible and the book was better. So, but I still don't want to commit to reading the rest. And I'm just so curious, like, how much we've deviated from the story or not. Like, is this how it happens in the books, or is there, like, let us know. Is this, because I know we've got some book girlies out there.
Mm-hmm.
Is this how they fall in love in the show? Because in the first book, there is this part, and it's been a few years since I read this, so my memory is a little foggy, but there is a part in the book where it flashes forward and it does show Penelope and Colin being together.
Oh.
And it seems very natural. Like they
Okay.
seem like a natural couple. So
Mhm.
I'm just curious what
like how
the
it
book
actually
story
played
was.
out in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
let us
also so
know.
curious to see like the rest of this season. Like we know they're going to end up together. We know that every time we start a season of Bridgerton, these two people are going to end up together. But like,
Yeah.
how we get there should be interesting. And I
Mhm.
really liked, although I hate that Eloise and Penelope are on the outs, I really
Yeah.
liked this season getting to see Cressida and Eloise
Same.
friendship.
Yeah,
It
because
was
we're
cool.
getting to see another side of Cressida as well.
Yeah, and Eloise. Like,
Yeah.
it also just, I think she's just very strong. So I find that, and just resilient. Like, she had a rough last
Mhm.
season. So I don't know.
My mom is watching Bridgerton. Hi, Mom. We're back
Yay.
to you.
We love you.
Yeah, she asked me how I like Eloise because she's like, I bet you like her because she goes against the grain.
That's incredible. And you're like, that's the exact reason.
No, honestly, I do love her though.
Yes. She's,
And I was like-
I think, one of my top favorite.
Yeah, she might be my favorite.
I was just thinking, like, who's your favorite?
Yeah,
I
think
love
it's
the
her,
Queen.
and then the Queen is great too.
Lady Danbury is sort of amazing to me. Did you?
Yeah,
Forgive me. Did you watch Queen Charlotte?
Oh,
You did.
yes. I
Okay.
liked a better than Bridgerton.
I
at the
agree.
time, because we only had season 1 and 2 at the time. I am so far really loving season 3. So.
I think it's phenomenal so far, even though Penelope and Colin's story is a little like, I'm not sure
predictable.
yet. But also just odd. Like, it feels like it came out of nowhere.
I don't really feel it. I feel like they've been building up to it since the very beginning.
It feels like it came out of nowhere for Colin. Like, obviously we know Penelope has always had feelings.
Yeah.
Like, I would like that Colin's progression to feel as
like more genuine. That's true.
Yeah, it's like
it's almost like we're just trying to like put a curvy girl in there and the guy to just be head over heels for her with no explanation. But it's like you guys do give an explanation even when it's not a curvy girl. So like where's the explanation for this storyline?
Yeah, like I get, and maybe we'll still get like some points, because I feel like they do that towards the end of the season. Like they do kind of flash back at times to other. So like maybe we'll get more of an idea of where his head's at. But I feel like it's just kind of like, it feels very surface level on Colin's side of things. But then Penelope has obviously been in love with him forever. So it feels like very deep and like they have been friends their whole lives sort of thing. So I don't know. Yeah, it just feels like Colin was like all of a sudden like, oh, she's amazing. And it's like, well, she was fucking always amazing.
Yeah. It does feel like he's not so much surface level to me, because it feels like he's almost like realizing.
And maybe that's what they were going for, and it just like did not land on me.
Almost like he was trying to like ignore the feelings like up until now, and then he's finally like coming to terms with it type of thing.
Yeah.
So it does feel like it's really like deep for him as well, to me, just because he's like finally like coming to terms with, oh, these friendly feelings I've had for her for so long is more than what I thought it was, type of thing. But yeah, it does, like I agree with you that it feels like it's out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think they could have done a better job making it. Yeah, like making, I don't know.
What was the switch that flipped for him?
Right.
It seemed like it was the kiss.
Then you have those dumb moments like the hot air balloon where it's like takes like 6 minutes for the balloon to get over to Penelope, all the while she's just staring at it. And you're just like, girl, just move away. Like, you have time.
Yeah, when it comes like rushing. I know.
Yes, and it's like it took forever. Like,
I know, like roll, like it, like lay down flat, like anything.
Yeah, do something. Jump in the water.
That's and she's a very capable woman.
Yeah, she's fucking Lady Whistledown.
Like she's smart. She's
scrappy.
She's capable.
She's intuitive. Yeah.
I was just gonna say the scene under the willow tree when they like talk about the kiss that they had was just like aesthetically magical. Like put me there. I want to build a little hut under that willow tree and just live there, live the rest of my days out there.
Honestly, if they don't get married under that tree at the end, I'm going to be upset.
I will,
because I am going to make it my mission to find that tree and have some kind of ceremony under it. I don't know what the ceremony will be. We will have some sort of celebration.
So we're going to the UK. I don't know if that's where they filmed it, but it feels right.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's in like Scotland or something.
I was thinking Edinburgh. Taylor Swift's there right now. But yeah, we should just pop over there and take some pictures under the willow tree. I feel like that's
in dresses, Bridgerton-esque dresses, like long tiered with gowns. Yes, you know exact, and like the like good sleeves that like
they go out right here.
Yeah, you know, you already know we're obsessed with that right now. Yeah, we love décolleté. Yes.
I love how Lady Francesca and Lord
Martin,
they just sit in silence, and I'm like, who can I do that with?
I really hope that they're end game.
Yes.
Like if they're not, I'm going to be so bummed.
Well, we know that they are.
Well, because
Bridgerton doesn't.
They're not like just giving us this sneak peek of like for yeah, it's not like Lord Debling and Penelope where you're like, we know she's not gonna marry Lord Debling.
We knew it was Colin.
You
Yeah.
know, like we knew. Even though Lord Debling was great and like he was like, I'm gonna
Well,
be gone for a while and you
he
can
was
just do your
okay.
thing. He
Yeah.
was definitely she
Not a
was
great
settling.
Yeah, not a great fit for Penelope.
Did you watch the preview of like what the next couple of episodes is gonna be about?
Oh, I don't think I saw that.
Okay, so if you go on Netflix, you can watch it on there.
Okay.
But it does show, like, it flashes ahead. When they get out of the carriage, they're at Bridgerton House. They're going to announce their engagement. And Eloise is going to have words with Penelope, like, does he fucking know that you're Lady Whistledown?
Oh, fuck.
And then at one point she says, like, you have until midnight to tell him or I will.
Oh, woof. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. I hope we get more of Francesca and Lord Kilmartin in the second half. I just hope there's a whole season focused on them.
Are there only halves? Is it there's only one more bit of episodes that come out?
For this
Like-
season, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, there's
I
only
wasn't-
4 more episodes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like, and like I said, there's a book for each sibling. So Francesca should have her own season as long as
Oh,
everyone
gotcha.
keeps watching Bridgerton, which they will because it's
Mhm.
incredible. We love a period piece.
Mhm. This is such an interesting period piece too because it's not nonfiction. Fiction is fake, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Had to think about it.
Yeah, we'll pop that on the confusing words list. It's nice because it's based in a real place at a real time, but it's not like the exact circumstances of
It's exaggerated. Yeah.
exaggerated and different. Like there, I love that there's so much diversity in the show. It's so cool to see, like Queen Charlotte, who's a person of color, and
Yeah.
like curvy women. Love that.
They're
aspect
really-
of this show.
They're really making this like a more inclusive show. And I think it's so well done and so well written. And the music, we've
Love
talked
the
about this
music.
before. That is my favorite part is like, okay, what song is this? Oh, are they playing Taylor Swift right now?
Yeah.
Like, it's
So
just
much Taylor Swift in the first season.
so good. The actress who plays Francesca looks so much like the actress who plays Daphne in season 1. They did such a great job casting her.
Mm-hmm. And she seems to have such an interesting personality too. I can't really figure Francesca out yet. Like,
Yeah.
she's like kind of a rebel, but like not.
She's so
huge
much more
rebel.
quiet than like Eloise is very out there with
Yeah.
her beliefs, even though she's against the grain. Like she speaks it all the time, but Francesca's very quiet and in her own thoughts. So
And
I
it's
think
almost
that's
like she
interesting.
cares nothing except for like doing music and stuff,
Yeah.
and everything else she's like, I don't want to waste my energy or time on it, so whatever you guys think is best,
Yeah.
type of thing. So I'm interested to see how her character plays out. So the carriage ride,
It was intense. This is where he has the creepy face.
okay, yeah, I did not get that. I was just like the whole time,
Googled just now Colin's creepy face.
okay, did
And
it
the
come
first
up?
thing that came up was a Reddit thread that says, everyone is talking about Colin's face when Penelope ran her hand through his hair. It was a bit off-putting, I have to
Yeah.
say. If I was like in the middle of getting it on with someone and they stared at me like that, I'd be like, are you seizing? Are you okay?
Can you put your hand up? Can you show me one?
Do the wave, something. Yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't get over that part. But otherwise, the carriage scene is so funny because it's like there are people driving the carriage, and you're
Right.
gonna tell me they didn't just hear you finger banging your fiance who wasn't your fiance when the carriage ride started.
Right. I was kind of shocked that they went right into proposal,
I know.
but I'm happy with it. I like that, and I'm interested to see where it goes. But I was like, oh, we're going right in.
Yeah.
It made me think, so what's the rest of the season going to be about?
I
But-
just feel like it's going to be turmoil with like her being Lady Whistledown and like how
Yeah.
she's going to break that to him and how he's going to handle that. So
Um,
for our list this week, we're going to do our toxic traits.
for the first one, I put I can't send one text, and this is so accurate without a typo in it. And this, I will say, it started, I'm now 30.
4.
Oh my God, I'm 34. I was going to say 31, Amber.
Yeah, I know. The only reason I can remember how old we are is because of the year.
Same.
It's 2024. So I'm
But
always
I was
like,
doubting it.
you're like it's 2020.
I was like, it's 2024, and I'm like, that can't be right.
That's not right. We're
No,
not
it's
there.
right. Lord. Okay, so
That's wild.
I'm 34 years old. I think when this started for me was about 29, I think, when I couldn't send a text without a typo. And it's kind of been consistent since then. There's just always, you use the little asterisk to correct yourself.
Yeah, and I just always wonder, like, is there going to come a time when people don't know what that asterisk means? Because it's like my fallback from the AIM days. Like, we used that back then when we would make a typo. And, you know, my issue is that I yelled at Suri one time.
Oh, she hates you now.
She does. And she
might hate
shouty
me now.
caps. She does, by association.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I brought that to you. Whenever I try to type Siri in my phone, it autocorrects to Suri because I got so angry at it, and it's always in caps.
No, I say that to everyone now. Siri doesn't exist anymore. It's Suri.
Suri, yeah.
I give no context to my group chats. I'm just like, fucking Suri fucked it up.
Yeah, stupid ass Suri.
But
I hope you hear me. No, not thank you.
Don't listen. Did you hear her? She replied,
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know what she said.
She said, She replies every time you talk to her now. Have you experienced that yet?
I don't talk to her. I don't turn on
because you had an iPhone 8 and now you've gone to... No. So you go...
with the times.
You go, hey, Siri. Now she goes, before you can talk to her. And it's confusing because I start talking because I'm not used to her going, She waits like 10 seconds and then goes,
it's giving smart house. It's giving, I don't like it.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
No. Shut down, Siri.
Siri, but thank you so much for your service. So, other toxic traits. Every stranger that I encounter in the world is trying to kill me. I'm pretty sure about that. And I do blame true crime for this. But also that tracks, right?
It's so funny that you, like, when I read this on the list, I thought, not me. I think every stranger has to love me, and I have to just make them love me.
That must be nice.
I can't go to a restaurant without learning the waitress's or waiter's name and calling them by name the whole time. And like, we stacked the plates at the end.
So
and it was pointed out to me
the love of every stranger.
Correct. It was pointed out to me and Birdie recently on our girls trip in the fall when we got together with our two friends from college, and they were like, you guys conversate with every stranger and you always like try to make them feel loved and seen, and it is so fucking weird. And
I have noticed that.
Birdie and I,
not with Birdie, but with you.
Yeah, we both do that.
I do understand that because I've always been like very polite to the servers and stuff. But I think I've also been a server, and as a server, I hated when people had like unnecessary conversation with me because I was trying to like go and do stuff. So I like keep it short and sweet, but very sweet.
Well, this is where I think Birdie and I differ, is that like we don't keep it short and sweet. Like one instance that our friend Henrietta's wedding, she and her husband had like a wedding weekend. We were going to like Michael's for just like signs. We were going to make signs for like where to park and stuff like that. And we walked in, and this guy immediately obviously works there, and it's like, what can I help you find? And it's like early as fuck. Like we haven't even had our coffee. Like we literally had coffee in hand that we had for like 30 seconds before we walked in there. And he just like so awake and just chatting us up. And Henrietta's not with us. She's like back at the venue, like getting ready and stuff. And Adeline is like totally not in the mood. And she's very clearly not in the mood for this. And she's like just trying to get these signs and get the fuck out of Michael's because we have a lot to do.
Sounds like me. Yeah.
Yeah, she's just like, we've got shit to do. And me and Birdie are just like, we're here for the ride. Like our kids are being cared for by other people. We're goofing over here. Okay. And so we just kept chatting him up and he kept finding us in the store randomly. And then we'd get stuck in conversation with him for like 10 minutes. And I think we were in there for like a whole hour just to get some like fucking signs.
I will say there was one time you and we don't go out often, I should mention. Like we are either Amber's coming to my home or I'm going to Amber's home. There's like literally almost zero in between.
Yeah.
But one time we did go out to like a little like church bar thing in your neck of the woods.
Where did we go?
I don't at all remember what it was called, but it was like an old church that is, I keep doing this for church. Here are my people and here is steeple.
That's incredible. Make sure we keep that.
But we went to like some old church thing in the area that you live in the downtown area.
I'm just like really trying to remember where
it looked churchy to me at least.
Oh, it was. Oh my God. We went out to a bar. I'm it was picturing like us in the middle of the day.
Now a bar.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So it's a really,
And I remember thinking like I was very nice to the server. Like the server came up and I'm like, oh yeah, thank you so much. Like I was very nice, but Amber like carried a full conversation with this person. Like, my thought was, man, she's got some energy today because I could not.
And I don't, but I just can't help myself.
For you, honestly, like I wish I could be like that more. Like I want to do that more. I'm just so zonked much. I feel
it's so outside my personality though, because I'm so crotchety most of the time.
But it's also part of your personality. Like you're so nice to hospitality, and I love that.
The person's name at Michael's was Dwayne, and that just made it even better because we just kept. We'd be like, let's go find Dwayne and make sure he has a good day.
Dwayne, if you're out there.
You were great.
We would love to hear from you. Like
we would, and you could come on the podcast even, Dwayne. Yeah,
we're thinking of you. We would like to hear your day to day, like just a rundown of it
for sure.
So yeah, just to kind of recap on that, I'm pretty sure everyone is trying to kill me. Who like if I see someone approaching me on the sidewalk, they're definitely going to kill me. Last night I had to leave a parking garage and I was on a higher floor. So I got there early in the day. It was a very busy time when I got there. So I ended up on a very high floor and I was able to park right next to the elevator.
Oh, but God.
I did call someone before going into the parking garage because I always want someone on the phone with me. I mean, I called Amber the other day when I was working because we were in a public area for work and we had to go down a path and it was near sunset when most people are not in parks anymore, and there was a man at the trailhead and he was just on the phone. I mean, he was not doing anything suspicious at all, but there was a person there and I just didn't know, so I called Amber on the way out. Like I'm pretty sure everyone's trying to kill me.
Yeah, and they are.
I ask questions too much during movies, and it's usually to the beginning of the movie. I typically don't get more than 30 minutes into a movie without knowing the end of it.
Yeah.
So the first 30 minutes, I'm kind of just like throwing questions around. I'm like, is this going to be the end? Is this going to be it? No, I've decided this is going to be the end. I go back and forth.
Yeah.
30 minutes in, I've usually kind of locked in as what I know the ending is going to be. And I'm almost always right. So yeah, I just don't really watch movies much anymore.
I am the worst to watch movies with because I have so many questions, and I just assume the person with me knows the answers to the questions, and
Like
they're
they've
silly.
seen like a behind the scenes.
Yeah, I'm like,
cut
why
of
do you
it.
think they made that decision? It's not even like what's going on or like guessing the ending. It's just like, why do you think they thought that? Or something ridiculous that like nobody else is probably thinking that I am. And I'm gonna ask. Like I
That's fair.
can't stop. And then if you point it out to me that I'm doing it, I just do it more. So you're kind of just fucked and just have to let the
Like you.
questions flow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of buckle in, we're here for it.
Just-
and
Yeah. Enjoy.
hmm I have this really weird thing. So like if I go get lunch in public and I'm by myself,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is about me, but it seems like every time I go to take a bite of my food, I all of a sudden scan the crowd around me as I'm taking the bite. So I almost always end up like making eye contact with someone
Yes.
in the crowd around me as I'm like shoveling the bite of food into my mouth. And
That's
sometimes,
incredible.
like, for instance, if it's a salad, it seems like you can never get a cute bite of a salad, right? Like the
No.
romaine pieces are too big.
Yes.
You kind of have to like put some on your fork, like chomp a little bit off. So I'm like looking at people as I'm like eye to eye as I'm chomping a little bit of romaine off. It's one of the most embarrassing things that happens in my life, and I probably should talk to my therapist about it. It hasn't really been high on my priorities.
It might be that time.
I need to move it up, yeah. But it
Why?
happens. It happens all the time. And I'm like, what? Just look at the table, Tori. Why do you look around at everyone?
It's like just like the social interactions get harder the older you get. It's
Yes.
you overthink it everything so much.
Mhm.
And it's like other people are not that aware of you until you start acting like that. And then it's like everyone can feel it.
Yeah.
Everyone's collectively like, what the fuck is she doing with that salad?
This happened when I was at Fresh Kitchen, which is, I've already told you, Fresh Kitchen, if you need sponsors, like reach out to me. Like ask Amber, I'm already doing the good Lord's work for you.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling all my friends that you're delicious, your cauliflower mash, even though it does have potatoes in it, which I recently looked up, and y'all don't make that super clear. You call it cauliflower mash, but it's not all cauliflower. That's why it's so delicious and starchy still. But that's okay. It's so good. I love it. But I'm sitting there in the restaurant. I'm biting. So the broccoli is steamed, I think.
Oh man.
And it's delicious. It's so good. It's like a garlic broccoli, but like it's got the stem on it and stuff, So I can't fit all of that in my mouth with like chicken and cauliflower, potato mash on there as well.
Can't get
so,
everything
like,
in there.
I usually have to like take a bite out of it, but it's hard to like bite through.
It is. It's so porous.
Stem. So I'm sitting there like looking some random stranger in their eye as I'm like trying to gnaw through the broccoli, and then like some of it like usually falls off the fork and it just ends up hanging from my mouth. It's
not a cute sitch.
It's a literal disaster.
Yeah.
And time after time I find myself in this scenario. Anytime I go out to eat, I tend to not like go out to eat unless I'm starving, which
That's
happens about once or twice a day. Because I don't plan well enough for my meals. So I get starving and then I end up ordering about enough food for 3 of me's.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're gonna do it, you might as well have leftovers.
Mm-hmm. And then I feel like they give me like 3 people's worth of silverware and stuff, and I'm like, no,
Just for
like,
me.
It was just for me, and then I only eat a few bites of it. So this is one Amber can probably speak on more than me because it really tends to upset her. But I have a setting on my phone where I have it not ever lock because it rarely locks because it's annoying when it locks. I'm in the middle of something, I have to go back to it, and then it's locked up. So I don't know what makes my phone lock, but it hasn't locked this whole episode.
That's incredible. I have touched my phone screen 8,000 times.
Yeah, that sounds annoying.
It is, but also like Tori will just leave her phone sitting anywhere with anybody open, and she has like 8,000 unread notifications. But somehow she always texts you back. Like,
no, my text notifications are at 0.
it's just the email.
The email is at 11,966.
Yeah.
But that's like 12 email accounts.
But you can email us and I will find it.
Yes, no, the email for the podcast is not even lumped into that. So that's my Gmail app, which is at 1,045 emails. And that's like, instead of 12 emails between that, it's like 4.
Wow.
So I think I have like 16 emails.
Yeah, I've 2.
Wow.
One is personal. Well, no, I have 3 technically, but one I just opened like last year, and I only did it so I could get a discount on something.
And then out of touch. So you have 4.
Yeah.
And then my last toxic trait is the amount of unread notifications, which we've kind of touched on.
Discovered inadvertently. I didn't even realize.
Accidentally, I did not either. Yeah, we kind of accidentally.
That was an out of touch moment.
Bopped on that. You can follow us on Instagram at Out of Touch, the letter P cast. You can follow us on TikTok at Out of Touch Moments, and send us an email, please, at outoftouchcast@gmail.com.
Boom.
Bye.